All righty, we're here and things are off to a rocky start. I wouldn't have it any other way this week. It's been a crazy week. We're going to get into it. Got a lot to talk about tonight. Hopefully I can remember everything I've got on here to tell you tonight. It's Thursday night. This is when we do, in case you missed it, when we kind of talk about what happened this week, both in my life and in your life. Did anybody else have as crazy of a week as I had? You might remember the last live stream we did. A lot of people were complaining uh, about that my sound wasn't good in the last video. And right after that, my headset broke. This is the RW2. And the reason I'm saying this is not to bash on the company, but I think that's why we were having sound issues with it. I emailed them immediately after that. I said, hey, this headset broke. I said, I'm not going to badmouth you. I just wanted you to know. You said let you know if I had any durability issues. And so I'm just letting you know. And they said, hey, we're sending you a brand new headset. It'll go out tomorrow. I just got the email today. So I'm real excited about that. I do love these headsets. And I'm not being paid anything to say that. I'm not being paid anything to sell these. I do have a discount code and a video about it. If you type in Road Warrior on YouTube, you'll find my video. That's Road Warrior. The one I'm wearing tonight is the RW1. It's the smaller one that goes on top of the ear. And good grief. I got to figure out how to. Let me silence my watch. I'm sorry, folks. If I can remember how to do it. Well, I can just turn it off. That'll do it. Turn off. I found this on the web. Oh, you stupid thing. Let's try it this way. Okay, there, we got it going off. So I'll tell you what else is going on this week, but let me get to the channel members. We got a bunch of them now. There's 10 of them. There's more than that. There's 14 of them. So let's say hello to all the channel members. We had a lot of memberships gifted last week. Thank you to everybody that did that. We'll start with the oldest channel member. I don't mean by age, I mean by longest standing channel member for 22 months. It's Robbie Ross, then Ramon, then Adam, then Newman Attack. He's the one that gifted so many memberships. And then Adam, and then Poplars, and man, Ian, and then Mark Ely, Lance, 18 Wheeler, Jordan B, Andrew Russell, P.U. Patel, Jay Leatherman. Thank you to all of you for supporting the channel. Appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, hit that join button down below the video and information will be there. It's like $5 a month. And we don't have a lot of content there right now. It's just another way you can support the channel. Another way you can also just give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell. It puts a little thing down in the left where you can see. And that also helps the channel. You can share this video on your social media platforms. I know it makes you sick when YouTubers talk about that. I hate it too. And it's just part of the housekeeping that we've got to do. Now let's talk about the next thing on the agenda. The past several months, I haven't been able to do a lot of videos because it seemed like every time I'd get parked somewhere, my signal would just be awful. I have found a solution for that. As a matter of fact, I would not have been able to do a video tonight if I'd have had to rely on AT&T. I've also now got Verizon, and I've found a way to get any of the 3 networks you want, or a couple of the networks at the same time if you want, to where, let's say if you have AT&T and the signal's bad, it'll automatically switch to T-Mobile or Verizon. and vice versa. You can pick between the three. And I'm putting the video together for that right now. I have become an affiliate with them. And so I'll be putting that video out probably Monday or Tuesday, telling you how you can do the same. And even if you don't want to do it, it's still something that you might want to click on the link and just check out what they're offering. I won't be able to put specifics in the video because they're always offering sales and promotions. So, for example, like right now, they've got a 30-day free trial. But if I put that in the video, 2 months from now, they might not have that anymore. And so I'm going to have to kind of talk in general terms, and you'll just have to click on the link and see for yourself what's available. But I'm really excited for it. It's going to mean that I'm going to be able to do a lot more videos and get a lot more content out there for you all. And so those are two things that I really wanted to get to at the start of the show. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to tell you, but hopefully as we go through the comments, I'll remember what it is. Oh, I know what it was. Let's jump into this right now, too. This week has been a super stressful week, and it's, there's enough blame to go around. In the purposes of this video, I'm just going to concentrate on my shortcomings and what I've done wrong. But if we wanted to finger point, there's plenty of that to go around. You guys might remember, some of you don't unless you're a Cowboys fan. Years and years ago on Thanksgiving Day, the Cowboys were playing Miami, and it come down to the end of the game, and Miami was going to kick the game-winning field goal. And they kicked the field goal, and it got blocked at kind of a weird angle. It landed on the field as a forward kick, and all they had to do was not touch the ball, and they would win the game. Leon Lett made a mental mistake, probably stress, pressure of the game, competitiveness, and went and tried to fall on the kick thinking it was a fumble. It had been snowing. There's snow everywhere. It's a real wintry game. He hits the ball. It slides forward down to the 1-yard line, and the Dolphins fall on it with like 3 seconds left to go in the game. As a result of that, the Dolphins ended up winning the game. And Leon Lett wasn't trying to make a mistake. He wasn't trying to do the wrong thing, but he cost the Cowboys that game by trying to do the right thing. And in sports, they call that a mental mistake. I had 3 of those this week, and we're going to talk about those. We got to get to something real quick. We had a super chat from Axel Blackblade for $10. I never watch my subscription channels until YouTube recommends it to me. It looks like YouTube remembered you, Todd. How you been? I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you checking in. Yeah, I pumped out a lot of videos in August, and I'm getting back in the algorithms, and my videos are starting to get out there. We're adding almost 4 subscribers a day right now, like 3.7 or something like that. So it's really exciting to see the channel coming back. I kind of dropped off the last few days, and so I'm trying to get back on top of it. But I appreciate you coming in and supporting the channel, and I appreciate YouTube remembering me and recommending it. I'm trying to get back in those algorithms, so I definitely appreciate you being here tonight. So back to the story. They call that a mental mistake, and I've had 3 of them this week. Twice I've locked my keys in the truck and had to call a locksmith. And yes, I have a spare key, and yes, it's normally hid on the truck. But when the starter went out, I took the key from the hiding place and never put it back. That way I could leave the truck when they told me don't turn the truck off. That way I could leave the truck running and have a key in my pocket if I had to go on the truck stop or get a shower or something like that. And so I need to get the key back in its hiding place. But I did that twice in 1 week. And the third mistake was I went down a road after making a delivery at a Boy Scouts camp that I shouldn't have went down. I got the truck stuck and I had to be towed out uh, in some mud. So um, those are all mental mistakes that I knew better. Experience should have told me better, but just stupid mistakes on my part. And those right there can be pretty detrimental to you if nothing else happens. But like always, I had some outside forces working against me also. And it made it a really challenging week. And there was a point where I didn't know if I was going to be able to continue driving or not. I did survive by the hair of my chinny chin chin, but it's not been easy, and it's definitely not been stress free. Last night I only slept about 90 minutes because I was just tossing and turning and worrying about everything. And so I've got to get that under control. That's not a good thing for a man my age or with my past medical history and things like that. So I'm working on that, trying to make decisions that will reduce the stress in my life, and we'll see how it goes. So that's kind of what's been going on here. Let's get up here and get in the comments and see what's been going on in y'all's world. If you hadn't typed your comment yet, you're late. Go ahead and type 2 of them now. That also helps with the algorithms, and we'll get this video out to more people, just like Axel Blackblade. Man, that's hard to say 3 times real fast. All right, channel member and moderator Robbie Ross was the first one in today. He says, hello, friends from Huntsville, Alabama. And Roger Berry, I'm here, alive and well. Hope everyone else is doing great and staying safe. It's crazy world we live in. Yes, sir, it is a crazy world we live in. There's been just a lot of crazy things going on right now. And I don't know what's going on. Our cutoff over here is at 11 o'clock to turn in trips. So my first appointment this morning, I had 3 drops, was supposed to be at 8 a.m., but I found out the place opens at 5 a.m. So I got over there at 5 a.m. this morning, and I was out of there by about 6 or 6:30. There was one truck ahead of me, and I was able to get all 3 stops off before that 11 a.m. Central Time deadline. But I was pretty tired, and my next load doesn't pick up till tomorrow. And so I've just been kind of taking it easy today. And I'm currently drinking energy drinks so I can do this show. And Gary Cook, I'm listening from home in Illinois. Good to have you here again, Gary, my friend. Oops, that's my comment. I don't need to read my comments to you. Blue Shadow, I will catch the replay. I'm at a tennis match. Hope all is well with everyone. Take care. Yes, sir. Have fun at the tennis match, and thank you for popping in tonight. Also, if you see a buddy of yours that's not here tonight, remind them they can watch this live stream in the replay. They can still leave a comment. I do my best to not miss any comments. With almost 700 videos, though, sometimes one will fall through the cracks. If you've got an important question I didn't get to, email me at todd@truckertodd.net, or just repost your question and hopefully I'll get it. Sometimes YouTube will just, or the other platforms, we're simulcasting to like 7 different places right now. If your comment falls through the crack and you send it again and it still falls through the crack, email me at todd@truckertodd.net, or you can go to truckertodd.net website, and there's a little message thing there where you can send me a message as well. A lot of you are taking advantage of that as well. Roger Berry wants to know if Gary Cook, they were saying on another channel that him making a change in his job. I can tell you what he said publicly on here. He is no longer with Advanced Trucking, I believe is where he was at. And he's looking at options right now. I don't know. I hadn't talked to him in a couple of days. I don't know if he's made a final decision yet about what he's going to do. He was real close to a decision the other day, and I don't know if he's finalized that yet or not. Gary Cook says, Roger Berry, I'm currently at home now. My last lease purchase was a mistake. I'm thinking of trying Hirschbach. I've done my best to try to talk Gary out of Hirschbach, but he wants to try it. So I'll be curious to see how it is. I would love it if he went there and proved me wrong and paid off 3 trucks there and did really well. I hope he does. I just don't like their 99-cent fuel program. I do hear now they have an option where you can get a fuel surcharge, but where a lot of companies are paying, 40 or 45 cents for a fuel surcharge, from what I'm hearing, Hirschbach is currently at about 18 cents for a fuel surcharge. Now, maybe they give you this enormous fuel discount. Maybe it makes sense. And we'll find out if Gary goes to work there. He'll let us know. Newman Attack, channel members, says, thank Fly Rabbit. Yes, all of you that have new channel memberships, it was brought to you courtesy of Newman Attack and Fly Rabbit. It was a joint venture between the 2 of them. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. I can't say things were crazy. Had truck issues that started last Saturday. Got truck in on Tuesday at Freightliner in Indy. Got truck back yesterday and back on the road today. Yeah, so I would say that's crazy right there, because those of you that know Robbie Ross know that he never breaks down. And he did break down this week. The first estimate he sent me was like $5,600. And his carrier was going to pay part of it initially because they thought that they had made a mistake. It turned out they had not made a mistake. And they thought they'd put in some bad filters or something, and it turned out they didn't. But he still, it turned out to not be as severe as what he thought it was. And it ended up only being a fraction of what he thought the bill was going to be, something like $2,600. So, and he had plenty in his maintenance account because his truck, like I said earlier, never breaks down. So that's a crazy week for him. But he definitely got to frequent some hotels. I think one of them was pretty nice and one of them was pretty average, is the way he described it to me. Ted Van Buskirk, hello, sir. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I need to call you and catch up. I hadn't talked to you in a few days. Red Raider Reloading, moderator. I made it. Hello, everyone. Hello, Red Raider. Thank you for being here tonight. Oh, Red Raider's been privy to some of the chaos this week. I've kind of told him what's going on behind the scenes. And so he's been a good friend this week. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. I was at that game. If you were at that Leon Lett game, you froze your tail off. But it was an insane amount of snow there. It looked like they were playing in Green Bay. Of course they weren't. It was Miami and Dallas. But there was snow everywhere. And I'm surprised Michael Irvin didn't get fined. He's like in the ref's face yelling at him after the play. If you hadn't seen it, go back on YouTube and type in Leon Lett Thanksgiving, and that footage will pull up for you. I watched it right before I came on the air so that I could have a vivid memory of what actually happened. Alaska Hall, hey, I hadn't seen you in a while, man. Says Gorilla Gang Gang. Yes, sir. We got a bunch now. We got 14 Gorilla Gang members. Appreciate all of them being here. Yeah, later tonight, Red Raider Reloading moderator says we'll see how the Cowboys do tonight. I got a feeling it's going to be a bloodbath, and I hate to say that, but I don't think it's going to turn out well for the Cowboys tonight. I'm going to try to listen to it on satellite radio or watch it if I can. Alaska Hole, looks like Coach is coming back to Hirschbach to recruit, or Hirschcrap. Um, I saw that video. I don't know. I haven't had any contact with him. He has not messaged me or anything, but I saw that video. I don't know if he's really coming back or if he was doing that to troll the trolls. But uh, I think we're all kind of wondering what he's doing. YouTube is more fun when he's around. I think we all agree on that. So, uh, yeah, that's all I know about that. I don't know if Hirschbach could take him back. I don't know the circumstances how he left, but I know there's a lot of interest in where he goes and what he does. PC Boggs, might I suggest tanker yanking? Hey Todd, hope you've been doing well. I'm not opposed to tanker yanking. I would do that if the opportunity presented itself. Um, there is some opportunities where I live, as you know. TC Boggs used to have a kind of a semi-dedicated run where he came through my area, so uh, he's very knowledgeable about what's available in my area. He's also, if you've never checked out his channel, he's really knowledgeable about politics, especially geopolitical politics. And I find myself agreeing with almost everything he says when he starts talking politics. So if you had never checked out his channel, go check him out. But yeah, and what I was getting to is where I live, there's a lot of dairy tanker work. Like, it's not hazmat or nothing. I don't have my hazmat anymore. I let it go years ago when they started making you fingerprint and do all that extra junk, because I don't use it. I didn't use it very often, even when I had it. And so, but yeah, where I'm at, there's a lot of milk transport, especially since they opened Leprino's in Lubbock. It's a cheese company, and so there's a lot of milk and dairy going through there. I've been really happy with Scott and with SRO Logistics, but I'm always interested in a vertical move. And if the right tanker opportunity presented itself, I wouldn't be opposed to it for sure. But that's a great suggestion, TC Boggs. Thank you for that. Aaron 83, what's up, Todd? Not much, man. Thank you for being here tonight. Good to see you. What's going on in your world? Aaron 83, get out of the trucking business if you can. That's what I did 6 years ago, and now I'm working for the city. Best decision I've ever done. It's definitely tempting at times. The problem, especially where I live, is you go from making $2,500 or $3,000 a week down to making $1,000 a week. Now, there's an argument you could be making there that, yeah, you might make that, but then you've got a bunch of stuff that comes out of that. You've still got like, there's two different levels of deductions. There's deductions that come directly out of my settlement, truck payment, truck trailer rental, things like that. And then there's another level of deductions that come out of my checking account by ACH, the DAT board, truck insurance, fuel if I use my own fuel card, or Mudflap or anything like that. So you can get on here and say, yeah, I take home 2,500 or 3,000 a week, and in reality, you really don't. Also, I have to run a tablet for my ELD, things like that. So there is some expense beyond just what you get from the carrier that you're leased on to. And so definitely something I need to look at. If there's an opportunity that comes up, it's going to have to be a good one. It's going to be hard to top what I'm doing now, but I don't want to mislead anybody. What I'm doing now is not perfect. I've experienced some frustration here lately, but it's still a pretty good deal. I mean, if I left this company tomorrow, I still wouldn't have a lot of trash talking to do. Pretty good outfit for sure. Alaska Hall, Fly Rabbit and Coach should team together. If they did that, I would laugh my tail off. I ain't even gonna lie. It would be entertaining. if for no other reason, I think their personalities would clash. But I think it would be comic gold for sure. Like when Coach and oh Tim were teaming together, they got along really good. They were best friends. There wasn't a lot of comedic value there other than just them dancing in front of the truck and stuff like that. I think if Coach and Fly Rabbit teamed together, you'd see some fist fights. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. A positive of being down was I got to view the U.S. Nationals in Indy. Got pics with many drivers. A lot of fun watching the NHRA. Yeah. So I didn't even tell that part of the story. So Robbie Ross, while he was in the hotel in Indy, went to the NHRA races, got a pit pass, got to go down there and meet some drivers and big names like Tony Stewart. Got to meet a couple other drivers. Their names are kind of escaping me right now. And got pictures with them. He sent me some pictures. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it like y'all are, if I'd have been in a hotel, I'd have probably stayed in the room, made videos. I'd have probably went down to the pool, did a little swimming. But it's nice to see guys like Robbie Ross actually go out and do something fun and turn a negative experience of being broken down into something fun. Newman Attack, channel member, just got done eating. I'll be along to run my mouth shortly. All right, we're looking forward to it. Just keep it semi-clean. Don't say anything that'll get me demonetized. Aaron83, facts, Alaska. Yeah, it would be funny. TC Boggs, thanks for the shout out. I know Derry Holland in Stephenville pays about $90K W2. Yeah, right there by my house in Sweetwater, there's several companies. KB Breeden or something like that has a run where you pick up out there on the north side of Lubbock by the truck wash, and you run it over to Leprino and back. The problem is it only pays about $1,000 or $1,200 a week. They really take advantage of you being home every day, and that's a pretty big pay cut. I would definitely have to make some changes in my life to be able to do that. But they're full right now. They run ads all the time, but they don't have a lot of slots. You almost have to know somebody to get one of those jobs. Red Raider Reloading, channel member, or no, moderator, sorry. If you pull milk tanker, you can use the agricultural exemption on your logs. Yeah, they limit you though. They pay you hourly. It was like $21 or $23 an hour. And I think they cut you off at 50 hours a week. I don't even know if they pay time and a half. Aaron83, Boggs, how have you been? PC Boggs, doing great. Just have been quiet on YouTube. Yeah, I think that trucking in general has kind of knocked the wind out of everybody's sails. You don't see as many YouTubers putting out as many videos as they used to. And I don't know if we're all just kind of burnt out, or if the market has kind of kicked us in the teeth, or what's going on. But I think we'll see it coming back. My problem's been signal. I don't know what's happened to AT&T, but oh my goodness, they are really not what they once were. And so that's why I've got Verizon as a backup. That's how I'm able to stream tonight. I'm actually streaming on the Verizon network. And like I said, I'm an official affiliate for the carrier that I'm now using. And so I'll get that video out just as quick as I can. And y'all can check it out for yourself. It may be a good fit for you. It may not be. Also, I'm pretty proud about this. I got my first commission check from Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I got probably 8 or 10 products on there. Everything from video game systems to women's perfume. Well, Todd, how'd you get women's perfume? A girl that I worked with at AT&T, gave me some of hers and asked me to make a video about it, and she was trying to help me get commissions and stuff. And so I made a video on women's perfume, and it's on the Amazon affiliate link. So I got my first commission check from Amazon. It took forever, and it wasn't big. It might buy a very cheap combo at McDonald's, but hey, it's a start. That's how all this social media stuff works. None of this stuff will make you rich, but you get a little money here, a little money there, and it adds up over time. Oh boy, we got another one we need to come back to. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. Tonight, gonna go bird stomping. It's ratings gold for NBC tonight. Rise up, Cowboys Nation. Yeah, I feel like I need to do something in honor of Robbie Ross, uh, who's a huge Cowboys fan. He's the reason I have a Dallas Cowboys jersey. I think I'm going to take myself to AT&T Stadium. Thank you for that, Robbie Ross. You're a good man. Shop fees. I heard Jason is looking for another lover team driver to go back to Hirschbach. I haven't heard much about him. It's he YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This controversial. It's going to make some people mad. YouTube's more fun when he's around. Like him or not, when he does the Hirschbach dance and him and another guy dress as matching cowboys, it's funny. It's entertaining. I mean, it's kind of predictable. We know the routine. He's going to go to work somewhere. It's going to be the best company ever, and then at some point, it's going to be the worst company ever, and he's going to move on. Um, and so I I wish he would come back to YouTube, but I don't know if he will or not. Like I said, um, I haven't had any communication with him. He has not messaged me or reached out to me. Somehow, and it's really hurt me. The word got out that he and I was like super best friends, and we're not. We don't have any angst towards each other. Uh, if I saw him at a truck stop, I'd probably say hi or wave at him or something. But we're not going to be going fishing together. We're not going to be going to Cowboys football games together. Nothing like that. I don't wish him bad, but we run in different circles. TC Boggs, Jason can't go back to Hirschbach until he comes up with a new dance. Uh, yeah, what should the new Hirschbach dance be? He did a video recently where he said that they got that dance they from copying Dwight Yoakam. And I'm thinking maybe their new Hirschbach dance should be like Walk Like an Egyptian from the Bangles or something like that. Maybe that's the new Hirschbach dance, but definitely needs to come back. Shop fees likes what Boggs had to say. Yeah, I didn't know this. This is going to sound like an insult, and I really don't mean it this way. I didn't know how smart Boggs was, TC Boggs was, until I had lunch with him that day, and I gained a lot of respect for him. He has a lot of knowledge, smart guy. I asked him some questions about YouTube, video making, all kinds of stuff when we had lunch that day, and I learned a lot from him. And even now, geopolitically, he's worlds ahead of me. Well, like I said, I find myself agreeing with him about 90% of the time, and so I enjoy his perspective and his political videos for sure. Daryl McNeese, watching from Pilot in Tonkawa, Oklahoma. Good to have you here. Thank you for coming in. TC Boggs, LOL. What's up, Shop Fees? Yeah, I haven't seen Shop Fees in here in a long time. He's a good dude too. He'll come in here and put some really good comments sometimes. Red Raider Reloading moderator, have you looked at Lone Star Milk Transport? I got to be honest with you. Since I've been at SRO Logistics, I haven't aggressively looked for a job. I've dipped my toes in the water a few times. Um, Scott's received some employment verifications for me, but it's kind of like looking at girls when you're married. It's okay to look at the menu, but it's not okay to eat the food. And so I've looked, and I'm real. It's one of those things I'm real cautious about. Um, I would only leave if I felt like I had to, or I felt like something was clearly a vertical move and better than what I'm doing now. Have I had times recently where I felt like it was necessary? Possibly. I'm not announcing anything yet or saying there's anything to announce, but I kind of always um, see what's out there, see what's available, and anything's possible under the right circumstances. Alaska Hall, I think Coach is coming back because he's already promoting the same recruiter with Hirschcrap. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if he's doing that because he's really doing that or if he's doing that to troll the trolls. What surprises me though is that it would take this long. If he's really going to Hirschbach, I'd think he'd be there pretty quick. Because let's be honest, he needs the referral money in this market. We all need the referral money in this market. Who right now couldn't use an extra $5,000 or $10,000 a month? I know I could. And for that's another thing I love about working where I'm at is all of those people that said, "Oh, Trucker Todd's just like Coach. He's only in it for the referrals." I'm literally working at a place where it's almost impossible to get a referral. If I work really hard, I can get 2, maybe 3 a year. So I'm definitely not working here because there's a rainbow or a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow or whatever. I definitely have to make it here on driving. TC Boggs, it was a good visit. Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, it makes me curious about some of the other people that don't like me. I'm the type of guy that if I know somebody doesn't like me, I want to meet them in person and see if we can fix it. We may not can. We may leave the place hating each other still, but I like to make an effort. And some of these other channels that really don't like me, I wouldn't mind sitting down and having a hamburger with them and seeing if we can find common ground. But we may leave there still hating each other's gut, thinking each other's idiots. But I'd like to make that effort and try. Now, if I see TC Boggs at a truck show somewhere, I'm going to have a totally different reaction than what I would have had before. Before I would have thought, oh, here's a guy that really don't like me. Now, if I see him at a truck show or at a Walmart or something, I can say, hey, here's a really smart guy. I don't know if he likes me or not, but I feel comfortable saying hello to him now. P.U. Patel, man, we got the whole gang here tonight. P.U. Patel, who's a new channel member. I don't see how Hirschbach would take Jason back. They took like 3 weeks off before leaving. I'm sure they left Owen Hirschbach dollars. Well, that's actually part of the reason why they might take him back, because it's an opportunity for them to recoup some of the money that the drivers owe them. And so I think they might take him back for that reason. I mean, and like it or not, Coach has probably 5 or 10 guys that will follow him, whatever company he goes to. So it's a chance for Hirschbach to put drivers in the seat. I would argue they've already got guys at Hirschbach that are doing good, that are great role models. I don't know if that's the right word to use. One of them that comes to mind is Wildbeard. He has a really good Hirschbach channel, really positive message, and he makes it by driving the truck. Now, I've heard he averages 1 referral a week. I don't know if that's true or not, So don't let him fool you. He's making money off recruiting too, but he can actually drive the truck, and he puts out a good message. I don't feel like he misleads anybody. So if I was ever going to be persuaded to go to Hirschbach, it'd be because of somebody like Wildbeard. And I don't know him. I think we've had one or two text messages or one or two emails, but it's not like we're best friends and I know him real well. I'm just saying that the video content he puts out on YouTube, I think, is pretty solid. And TC Boggs agrees with PU Patel. Mac T, I'm willing to bet they owed money to Hirschbach. Yeah, it would be impossible for them to not owe money to Hirschbach. I'm not aware of a trucking company that you could take 3 weeks off and not owe money to. For your fixed expenses, if nothing else, your insurances and things like that, your truck payments. Now, maybe they had a ton of money saved up in their maintenance account and they paid it out of that. But even then, all of these companies like to charge cleaning fees and things like that. So I would bet that that's definitely true, Mac. I bet he does owe a couple of thousand anyway. And what happened to Tim? Has anybody heard out of Tim or know what Tim's doing now? Uh-oh, my stuff froze. There it went. Yeah, Mac T, going to Hirschbach is a no-brainer. That's what he said. And the best kept secret in trucking. And, for some people it probably is. I keep bringing up Wildbeard. He has a deal where he gets his kid like every weekend or every other weekend, and Hirschbach works with him to where he gets to see his kid. They pay him a salary. I think it's $13.50 a week or $16.50 a week. So he makes enough money to put food on the table, and he gets to see his son. He's got that perfect work-life balance that he wants. He's got his girl on the truck with him. So it probably is the best kept secret for Wildbeard and for his family and his situation. And, I'm not shooting arrows at him. I've heard him say in his videos, he's not saying that it's the perfect company for everybody. He's not even saying it's the best company. He's saying that for his personal situation, it works for him. And you got to respect a guy that comes on and tells the truth. And I think that's why he gets as many referrals as he does, is like him or not, he's a little louder than I like. He yells and stuff. But, I think he's honest. I've never watched one of his videos and thought, man, this guy's lying to me or this guy's full of baloney. When I watch his videos, I think that he's being truthful. Shop fees, didn't they start capping the amount of recruits you get paid for? I don't know. I thought they lowered the referral bonus. I don't know about all that. There was a lot of misinformation that came out around that time. And so I don't know. When I heard that 99-cent fuel thing, I ran the numbers for a guy the other day, this week, as a matter of fact. It's $1,000 a week difference from the 99-cent fuel to what it would be if you got a fuel surcharge of like 40 or 45 cents. Especially if you get a decent fuel card. Now, I figured my fuel card in there and all of that, but it's roughly $1,000 a week swing from fuel surcharge to 99-cent fuel that they offer if you're getting 7.5 miles a gallon. So now, if you're only getting 18 cents fuel surcharge like I hear they're offering right now, that's not a good deal. I don't know why anybody would do that either. Maybe then there ain't much difference between the 99-cent fuel and the 18-cent fuel surcharge. TC Boggs, Wildbeard makes his money at Hirschbach by recovering abandoned lease trucks. He was doing that for a while. I don't know if he still is or not. The thing that would be hard about that is he's got a dog. He's got his girl with him. It'd be a hassle to fly out and constantly be moving trucks. The last video I saw of his, he was on a Tyson dedicated account, and I don't know if he still does that or not. I got to be honest with you, I hadn't been able to watch a lot of YouTube lately. Every free second I got, I've been on the load boards trying to find the best possible load. or I've been dealing with truck issues. This truck has nickel and dimed me to death here lately, and it's not out of the woods yet. It still needs a couple other things, but it's getting there slowly but surely. John Fuller, hey Todd, hope you're taking care of yourself, eating well, and walking a few times a week. Yeah, I actually did that today. I got here, and the best thing for stress is a walk. And so I went for a nice long walk earlier. It was hot as everything out here. And of course, I turned my truck off while I was out walking. When I got back in this truck, it was like a sauna. But sometimes when you're stressed out, the best thing you can do is just step away from the truck, either take a couple of days off or at the bare minimum, go for a walk and get some fresh air, kind of get out of this small confined space that we're all in. Man, you guys are making the time fly tonight. Let me get that off of there so y'all can see the Trucker Todd deal. It used to show my email on there, and it don't no more, but it's in the little ticker at the bottom of your screen. It may be too small for you to see it. It's Todd at truckertodd.net. If you got any questions, comments, want to talk to me privately, email me there or go to truckertodd.net, and it's got like a little messenger thing there. You can shoot me a message. And I need to update the website. Somebody with more talent and skills than me needs to do it, though. I got a brother that's really good at that stuff. I may need to get him involved. He's kind of started his own Minecraft YouTube channel, and I think it's doing pretty well for him as well. But yeah, I need to kind of modernize it a little bit. It's pretty archaic, but anyway, what else is going on? One more thing while we're on it, while y'all are typing your comments. This may be a short one tonight. I know a lot of y'all want to watch the Cowboys or the Thursday night game, even if you don't like the Cowboys. The crap, I forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me in a minute. I mentioned that I've got that cellular phone company that I became an affiliate for, and that I've got the Amazon affiliate link. I need to get an affiliate link for Coke Zero. That's who I need an affiliate link for. They're getting a lot of free promotion out of me. Racing Ray, channel member or moderator, I'm sorry. Hey, Gorilla Gang, running a little late tonight. I hope all of you are doing well. Yeah, doing good. Call me later tonight and I'll kind of give you the scoop. But I kind of did the 30,000 view at the start of this video of what's going on. It has been a crazy week for sure. And I'm going to be up pretty late tonight, so any of you that want to talk to me after the show, you've got a pretty good shot of getting me. Let me say this too: if you call and I don't answer, please leave a voicemail. I will call you back, even if it's short. Hey, this is Racing Ray, call me back. Or hey, this is Rob Rossi, call me back. Or this is, TC Boggs, whoever it is, leave me a voicemail. I will call everybody back. May take me a day or two, but I will get you called back. John Fuller, my E4 warranty on my truck is fixing to expire, and Freightliner wants $5K for another year. Truck running great, getting 8.3, but it might have to go. Yeah, that's always a tough decision to make. When I was reading your comment, I was thinking about Rob Rossi. He pays his truck off this month. He's on a lease purchase deal at Dart Transit. He pays his truck off this month. And I've been encouraging him to keep it for like a year and a half and run it. And this week when his truck broke down, I was kind of questioning myself, second guessing myself. Hey, maybe he should upgrade and get a new one. So that's always a tough decision of knowing when to hold on to a truck and when to let go of it. Mac T, kickoff and already flags on the field. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm trying not to turn my TV on because then I'll get distracted. But the comments are starting to slow down. I hate to leave when we got 29 people in here. If y'all got something you want to talk about, let's do it. I can pull the Cowboys game up and we can watch it together if I can find my remote. I think I can. I'm doing this to give y'all a chance to type comments. We don't get some pretty quick, though, we'll probably call it a night. I got a lot to do tonight, so I'm probably going to be up for a while, as I stated earlier. Having to connect my Wi-Fi. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. Jalen Carter, what a loser. TC Boggs, sounds like first game jitters. Yeah, it's you're supposed to the first game of the season have optimism for your team, but the Cowboys themselves have already said they're not a Super Bowl team this year. They're in a rebuilding stage. And so the only way I'm going to see the Cowboys in a Super Bowl this year is if I turn my Xbox on. PU Patel, channel member, how's the F-150 doing? Did you get all the issues fixed? No, it's still in the same boat. It's drivable, but it's not what it should be for sure. What channel is the Cowboys game on? Really, right now things have been so tight, and my semi has been nickel and diming me so much that it's all I can do to hang on to what I got, much less improve anything I got. Let's see if I can find the Cowboys game. No, I'll have to do some finagling to get it. I have to get my other phone up front and do some stuff, so I'm not going to try to watch it. I may go back and watch the whole thing though if it's that good. Mac T says ejections already. We're off to a banger start for sure, folks. What a season. Robbie Ross, channel member moderator, walks up to Dak and spits on him. What did Dak do? Did Dak clock him, or did he be smart and just let him get ejected? And Robbie Ross, channel member moderator, Carter has been tossed. Good. And I bet his team's real happy with him. The Eagles are probably real happy with him because they're paying him big money to get tossed on the first couple of plays of the game. Sounds like my Bears 20 years rebuild. Yeah, we're getting close to 30. I was in my mid 20s the last time the Cowboys. Well, I say that. Anyway, it's been a long time. It's been mid 90s since they were in a late playoff game. And there's only one person to blame, and that's Jerry Jones. His ego has killed the Cowboys for decades. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. Dak did nothing to provoke him. No, but there's a thought process there that if you do something like that, you'll get in his head and upset him, and maybe he'll make a mistake on the next play. But the problem is Carter, now you don't have him for the rest of the game. You got to think that Carter is one of their better players. And that's those mental mistakes, like I was talking about earlier in the show, like I had this week. Carter made a very bad mental mistake, and his team is going to suffer for it. We don't know how bad yet. Maybe they still win the game, but they might have won a little more handedly if he hadn't have done something dumb like that. And of course, I'm commenting on it without seeing it, so I may have a totally different take when I see it later. Mac T, first and go, Dallas. Uh-oh. Well, if they're in the red zone, uh, there's a good chance they'll mess it up. Man, I'm gonna have to pull that game up. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna focus. All right, we're down to 24, so uh, either give me a play-by-play or we'll call it a night. All right, TD Cowboys, Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. Who scored? It's on NBC. All right. I hate to do this to y'all. Give me just a second. I'm gonna step away and see if I can get it up on the TV. Y'all talk me into it. Give me just a second. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this because the uh, the way I've got everything set up to do this live stream tonight, but I'm going to try. Javante Williams is the one that scored, according to channel member and moderator Robbie Ross. I'm sorry, folks. I know this is real exciting watching me try to figure out my tablet. First world problems. I've never tried to cast with my tablet. We'll see if it works. Yeah, I do. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. I do have satellite radio on the truck. He asked if I did. The problem is, I'm afraid that with my setup doing this show, that it'll echo, and you'll get a lot of feedback. So if I can get my tablet to work, we're almost there. We're going to get a answer here real quick. So Hulu is who I use for TV watching in the truck, and on the TV itself, they'll only let you watch their on-demand stuff. So I've got to hook a tablet or something like that if I want to watch local stuff. It's a stupid rule they got. And I threatened to leave them over it, but I didn't do it. It was an empty threat. And channel member moderator Robbie Ross, Peacock for free. I found it. Let me see if I can get it on the TV though. If I can't cast it to the TV, I can still watch it on the tablet. Let's do that. That'll be quicker. Turn the TV off. Turn off Wi-Fi. All right, I got the game up now. I feel so guilty doing this. Of course, the Cowboys defense can't stop the run. Oh, a lot of bad things happened. Some of it I'll tell you about either later tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I'll get in contact with you. We got a lot to talk about. I kind of hit it from a 30,000 foot view at the start of the video, but I didn't say it was the worst week ever, but it was definitely a week from hell. Robbie Ross, channel member and moderator. Cowboys still can't tackle. Yeah, the defense is just atrocious. I think you could pick 12 ladies from the senior nursing home and they could go through that line. Or 11 ladies, I mean. That's going to be the problem all season long. It's not going to be the Cowboys offense that's the problem. It's going to be that the defense is terrible. Oh, they apparently can't stop the pass either. I mean, the Cowboys are going to have to put up 35 points a game to win anything. And you can do that most weeks, but they're not going to be able to do that week in, week out. At best, they're a 500 team. Mac T, on a good note, Jerry reeled in 4 first-round draft picks next 2 seasons. Yeah, but it's from Green Bay, and Green Bay is going to do really good the next 2 seasons. So they're late first round picks that are almost like really early second round picks. Like they're not going to get, oh, what's his name from Manning? They're not going to get Arch Manning or anybody like that if they're, 28th or 29th to pick in the first round. And the Eagles look sharp. Look at that screenplay, how well they're blocking. And then look how terrible the Cowboys are tackling. I mean, they teach you in high school to hit and wrap. John Fuller, I'm from Philly. Hope we can still be friends. I know Philly fans are bad. That's the funny thing about the NFL. I love football so much that I can watch two teams and enjoy it no matter who the two teams are. Um, with the exception of the of who dat New Orleans Saints. I can't stand the New Orleans Saints. But other than that, I can watch any two teams play and I can recognize talent when I see it. So yeah, it doesn't bother me that you like the Eagles. Man, I can't believe we've still got 23 people here watching me watch the Cowboys, but this is awesome. Oh, there he goes. Touchdown, Eagles. Good old Jalen Hurts. Robbie Ross, channel member moderator. QB keeper. Geez, yeah. That's actually one of the hardest plays to stop in football unless you've got a spy play going because everybody's got their back to the quarterback on a pass play. They're chasing the receivers and in coverage. So a quarterback can sneak through for a lot of yards, especially if they're mobile like Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that. Mac T, problem with stopping the Eagles is Jalen Hurts have all day to throw. Yeah, I I think the Eagles are going to have a great season, and I think a lot of people are going to have problems stopping them. TC Bugs, that was quick. Yeah, man, I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over, but it's fundamental stuff that these guys learned in high school. They still can't, or probably junior high. They can't do. You gotta hit and wrap and tackle. You've got to, just the fundamentals. I've seen so many missed tackles. You got to stop the run. If you can't stop the run, teams are going to beat you down. They don't have to pass. They'll just keep feeding the ball to their running backs. They probably got several of them. They can go all night. Mac T, the spy defender, has to win the mental game early. Prove they can stop Jalen will deter him from scrambling. Uh, just to throw salt in the wound, you know what would have stopped Jalen Hurts? Uh, that player they just lost, number 11. I can't think of his name right now. Uh, we messed up losing him. Although I hear that Green Bay's upset because he's already injured. I lost a lot of respect for him when he was laying down on that deal while the game was going on. That's really disrespectful. PC Boggs shouldn't have to teach a pro level athlete how to tackle. Yeah, the same thing happens in trucking. We get complacent. Uh, we get a nice truck, we get comfortable, and we think, we don't have to do our pre-trip, we don't have to do our post-trip, or it's okay if we don't strap this load or don't do the basics. It'll be fine. We know what we're doing. We'll feel it, and that's when problems begin. Same thing in the NFL. I'm a multi-million-dollar player. I don't have to hit and wrap. I know what I'm doing, and pride cometh before the fall, they say. I hope I don't have the tablet so loud that it's giving y'all feedback or nothing. I turned on noise cancellation too through StreamYard, hoping it would make things better. Oh, we got another fight broke out. I was opening a piece of candy. I didn't get to see the fight, but there's 4 different flags. Newman attack, channel member. Things went off the rails. Yep. It looked like that Eagles player threw the first punch that I saw. Number 33. Mac T. I was in Louisiana the other day, and some of them log trucks have questionable strap jobs. So it looked like it went against the Cowboys, if I heard it good. TC Boggs, can't hear it really. You're good. Okay, good. Last live I did, that was the big problem. Was there was a lot of audio problems, especially the first 10 minutes of the video. Robbie Ross, channel member moderator. Gee whiz, yes sir. That's a good way to describe the game. Gee whiz. Channel member moderator Robbie Ross. Going to be more guys tossed. Yeah, it's looking like it. Can you imagine by the 4th quarter when they're all tired and everything? It's going to be a mob scene. I wish it was like hockey. I just wish they'd let them go. Newman attack, channel member. I was going to cause some trouble, and then my phone got shut off. Took me a bit to resolve the issue. Yeah, I bet you were. Mark Ely, what's up, everyone? He's a channel member, by the way. We're just watching the Cowboys game together. Hey, look at Dak. He got him a good pass. That's what I say. I don't think this year the offense is going to be the problem. I think it's going to be the defense. And Robbie Ross, channel member moderator. No ejection, just unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, they dodged some bullets there. Eagles lose, Philadelphia burns. Eagles win, Philadelphia burns. Yeah. There's a lot of truth to that. It's like everybody there just wants to destroy something. It's like a mosh pit at a concert. Mark Ely, channel member, it's time for the New England Patriots to win a Super Bowl. Oh, no. Yeah, because they haven't done that in a long time. Yeah, right. No, the New England Patriots are just fine. We need the Cowboys or Chicago to win one. Chicago, they're almost as bad as the Cowboys. They've been in a rebuilding cycle for at least 2 decades. The last good Chicago team I remember was the '85 Bears. Right now it's 7-7. Mark Ely, channel member, asked what the score is. 7-7 right now. Cowboys are looking great offensively. They're looking terrible defensively. Newman Attack, channel member, I'm from Pennsylvania. Nobody likes Philadelphia. Isn't isn't Joe Biden from that area somewhere? Boy, CD Lamb and Dak are going to be a good combination this year. They always have been, but they're looking sharp right now. If we don't get taken out with an injury. Mac T, CD at 76 yards, still in the first quarter. Yeah, he one of the best receivers that the Cowboys have had in a while for sure. TC Boggs, Scranton, Newman Attack, channel member Biden is from Delaware. I believe he lives in Delaware now or whatever, but I think TC Boggs is right. Originally, he's from Scranton area. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got a holding. Dang, it was 1st and 20, and they just lost 3. They're shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. Ah, there we go. Got it. Oh, but there's a flag. I think it's pass interference. Robbie Ross, channel member, moderator. Sweet. Yes, sir. Newman Attack, channel member. Biden left Scranton when he was 10. He's not from Scranton. I left West Virginia when I was 12, and I say I'm from Pennsylvania. Well, the fact that he left Scranton when he was 10 means that's where he was from originally. If I leave Carlsbad tonight, that's where I was at. That's where, um, so I could. Um, he may choose to call Delaware home, but as a child he was in Scranton. And these politicians, they claim as much as they can for political reasons. Oh boy, my truck's about to do a regen, so it's going to vibrate and get loud in here for a second. Now that was a good run. Look at him. If they don't give him a bad spot, that looked like a first down. Newman attack channel member. When you don't live somewhere for 70 years, you're not from there. I would disagree. I grew up in a very small town south of Lubbock. I haven't lived there since probably 2003, so 22 years. And in West Texas, when people ask where I'm from, that's where I'm from. I've lived in Amarillo. I've lived in Colorado City, Texas. I've lived in Lubbock for at least 10 years, but I still say I'm from that small town as where I grew up. I think it maybe depends on uh, your perspective. Robbie Ross, channel member, moderator. I'm impressed with Javante. Yeah, me too. Newman attack, channel member. That's literally an entire lifetime. Now that we agree on. I doubt I'll live till 70. Man, I can't stand Chris Collinsworth. If there's a commentator I wish it would retire, that's who it is. That's who I was trying to think of earlier. Micah Parsons. Uh, oh, Jalen wouldn't be running around like that if Micah Parsons was still there. All right, we're down to 20. My football analysis is running everybody off. Robbie Ross, channel member, moderator. Collinsworth just got a new 4-year deal. Sorry, Todd. Well, of course he did, because everything in the world is crazy right now. Why wouldn't he get a 4-year deal? Heck, they should give him a 40-year deal. The worst commentator in the NFL, and he gets a 4-year deal. Probably makes more than that 4 years than we'll make in our lifetimes. Newman attack, channel member. I'll give out more Newman attack, channel member. I'll give out more memberships if you admit that Biden is from Delaware, not Scranton. Boy, that's tempting. How can I say this and still save face and get the channel memberships? How many? Let's do it this way. How many channel memberships will you gift if I admit that he's from Delaware? I think Delaware and Scranton are both equally bad. So, but Newman attack. If you're from Pennsylvania, I would think you would want him to be from your state. Aren't you a big liberal? Newman attack, channel member. Yeah, he says, do it. Well, tell me how many memberships we're talking about. Are we talking about 5, 10, 50? How many memberships are we doing? And are they co-sponsored by the Fly Rabbit? TC Buggs is laughing. I just remember when Biden was running for office, they talked about he needed to go to Scranton and he needed Scranton support, and he was giving stump speeches there. So I think I think he at least claimed it at political times to try to get votes. Take back that liberal comment, Newman Attack channel member says. See, I'm laughing because there's a few of us that are in a group chat together, and I know we're going to be debating this the next few days. But Delaware's so small. Is anybody really ever from Delaware? At least Scranton's a real place. Delaware's just kind of like an afterthought on the coast. Watch, I'm about to say something that's going to get Newman really good. He says, Newman Attack channel member says, here's a teaser. Hey, and Newman Attack channel member just gifted one new membership. It went to his good friend, or our good friend, Chris Bollinger, who is on vacation in Florida right now. I doubt he'll be joining us tonight. He's in a nice resort having the time of his life while we're out here watching the Cowboys and just kind of chilling tonight. Just losing his mind in Delaware account. Oh, that's funny. Exactly. Robbie Ross, channel member, moderator. Takes you 10 minutes to go through Delaware, costs you $40 in tolls. Well, I get confused about Newman Attack because when I think about liberals, I think about AOC, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Newman Attack. I'm just joking with you. Ghost Driver, what's happening, people? Well, I started off telling everybody how crappy my week was, and then we started watching the Cowboys, and now we're arguing about where Joe Biden's from. We've just kind of done it all tonight. It's been a fun show. Newman Attack channel member, Ghost Driver, what state is Joe Biden from? Let's Google it real quick. Okay, Siri. May not let me while I'm doing YouTube. Let's go. Let's go to Google. What state is Joe Biden from? Oh, you're not going to like this, Newman. It's not going to let me show you. That's cool looking when I do that, though. I know how we can do this. Hang on a second. I think we're going to find out TC Boggs was correct. No, it's too blurry. Joe Biden is from Scranton, Pennsylvania, born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, graduated the University of Delaware in 1965 and the Syracuse University College of Law in 1968. He was elected to the Newcastle County Council in 1970 and the U.S. Senate in 72. So, according to Google, he's from Scranton, but your point was well taken. And I think to show that you're a good sport, you should still gift, let's say, 20 channel memberships. Matter of fact, that's a cool game we could play tonight. For every point the Cowboys score tonight, uh, there should be a channel membership donated by somebody. So right now we're at 14, and Newman Attack did one. So we need 13 more channel memberships right now. Newman Attack, channel member. So he's been elected representative for somewhere in Delaware since 1970. Yes, sir, that's correct. TC Boggs, cha-ching. Yeah, why not? Why not? What do they call that when you're doing that on YouTube? E-bagging? But I'm just joking. Newman Attack's a good friend. We've never met in person, but we text back and forth a few times a day. He's a pretty funny guy. Newman Attack, channel member, just dropped my phone. Says he went to school in Syracuse. Yes, sir. Google confirmed that. How about this? Here's a compromise so we can get those channel memberships. What if I said, I didn't come right out and say he's from Scranton. What if I came out and said he's lived a lifetime in Delaware? 70 years is a lifetime. He's lived a lifetime in Delaware. Would that be enough to get 15 channel memberships? Let's see this play I missed. There goes Jalen again. That was a smart play. He slid and everything. Didn't try to squeeze it. Just took what was there. And it was a smart play by the Cowboys too to not hit him while he was down. Newman Attack channel member gifted one Trucker Todd membership. I will take it, my friend. Thank you. And Newman Attack channel member said, "You get another teaser. I will take it. I will gladly change my beliefs for just a couple of bucks." Let me get down here and see what I missed. My phone's going berserk. The Ohioan Trucker received a channel membership. Congratulations to the Ohioan Trucker, and special thanks to the Fly Rabbit and Newman Attack channel member. Appreciate y'all contributing. It's also important to mention that tonight's show is brought to you by Bojangles and White Castle. When you go to Bojangles and White Castle, make sure you use my referral code. Newman Attack channel member, changing your opinions for money, just like Biden. Yeah, I'm a lot like a politician, I guess. Newman Attack channel member and Trump. Oh, boy, he got up kind of weird. I thought he was hurt. Boy, he threaded the needle there, didn't he? All right, we're down to 16. Everybody's tired of watching me comment on the Cowboys and sell out. Hey, yes, it has been. Craig Hutchison says, hey, Trucker Todd, it's been a while. Yes, sir. I'm glad you could join us tonight. I hope you can go back and catch the replay. I wasn't sure how this show was going to go, but tonight's been a fun night. We had a lot of people show up that we hadn't seen in a long time and had some laughs. I got to vent about a kind of a terrible week. And so it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad you're here, man. How's things been going? Newman Attack channel member, when you visit shower number 7 tonight in Wilmington, Connecticut, PA, be sure to use my referral code. Yes, sir. Oh, that's funny. Funny stuff. So some of you are going, that's not funny. Why are they laughing? We've got some inside jokes that are going around. It's pretty funny. If you think me joking about selling out is funny, we know some real sellouts, and that's kind of what we're laughing at. People that'll do anything or say anything for a referral bonus. Ghost Driver, we need a Bojangles in Arizona. The world needs more Bojangles. Newman Attack channel member, that one is for admitting your faults. What? I don't have any faults. I've got lots of faults. You're asking the wrong people. I think that's the problem. Some people think that I never make mistakes, that I've got all the answers. And then when they get close and realize I'm human just like they are, it kind of blows their mind. But I've been telling y'all in the videos, the reason I got so much good advice is because I've made just about every mistake you can make. The first 20 years or so that I drove a truck, I was as lost as a baseball in a wheat field. I made every mistake you can make. So giving you advice now is easy. I just tell you, don't do what I did. And Craig Hutchison, channel member, going pretty good. Glad to see you back rolling. I'm trying, man. The last 3 weeks has been rough. There was times I didn't know if I was going to make it or not, but I'm hanging in there, doing the best I can do. Rates on the good side seem like they're coming up this week. There's definitely a lot more options. I don't know if that's here to stay or if it's going to go away again, but I haven't had as much struggle lately finding good loads as what I usually do. Now it's my turn to tease Racing Ray a little bit, who is a moderator, Racing Ray 28 moderator. Well, I had to dip out again as soon as I got on there. Talk about Technical Tuesday. I had trouble with my cycler. I was trying to get the Cowboys game too, but anyway, I finally got back on. So it's Technical Tuesday on a Thursday. Tonight's Thursday, but I get what you're saying. I'm glad you got it going. Holler at me later tonight. I'm going to be awake for a while tonight. Newman Attack channel member. The holiday surge is coming. No cheap freight. Man, I hope you're right. I need it. PC Boggs. ELP crackdown must be helping. Absolutely. I've been pulled in a lot of scales, but They're not checking weight or equipment. They're seeing if you can speak English. As soon as they see how wide I am, they just wave me through. Racing Ray, moderator. How are the Cowboys doing now? Apparently, I'm not going to be able to get it on my TV. It's 14-14 right now. Offense is doing great. Defense is awful. I mean, awful. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of extracurricular activity. It looks like it's on NBC if you can watch it. Racing Ray, channel member. Moderator. I keep calling you a channel member. Let's take a vote. Who thinks Racing Ray should be a channel member? Maybe he'll win one of Newman Attack's gifted memberships soon. He says, yeah, I'm going to call you when you get off. I definitely have a lot of stuff to tell you about. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Man, I want to thank y'all for tonight. This has been one of the best lives we've had in a while, and can't do it without y'all. I appreciate y'all coming in and all the input. Y'all have made tonight fun, and I really needed this. I want to thank y'all in all seriousness. Hey, Newman Attack, channel member on the attack again with another gifted membership. It went to the incredible bulk. Racing Ray's not lucky. He's not winning the channel memberships, but it did go to the incredible bulk. It's his lucky night. Thank you once again to Newman Attack for doing that. The animal, I live in Delaware. You shouldn't offend your listeners. It's all in lighthearted good fun. It's not meant to offend. It's just in lighthearted good fun. I make fun of every state at some point. Newman Attack channel member. These memberships have been brought to you by Trucking with the Fly Rabbit. Yeah, we appreciate his support. Racing Ray, moderator. Well, I was trying to save money, so I canceled my local stations on Dish and bought a couple of stick antennas. All the TV stations come in great except channel 11. If I would have known prior to the game, I might could have helped you get through that situation. I wish I'd have known just a little sooner. I may still can get it where you can watch it after the fact if you want. Newman Attack channel member, who made fun of Delaware? I think we did when we were talking about it's $40 to drive across it and how short it is. And when I said it's not a real place because it's just a little spot on the coast and nobody's really from there because it's so small. But it's all in good fun. It wasn't meant to hurt anybody's feelings. Do you think 6 weeks is enough time to be on your own after that in training? No, I don't. I got to tell you, I've said it before in videos. The first 2 years I was on the road, I wouldn't have wanted to sleep behind me. I'm amazed at how quickly someone can get training and be out on their own in a truck. We've got companies that after 90 days they'll let guys become trainers, and in some cases those guys haven't even driven through their first winter yet. And so definitely, and it's not because there's a truck driver shortage. Let's be honest. The reason they do it is because they want to get cheaper labor. They don't want to pay drivers what they should be paid. So they try to cycle a bunch of people in that have had a warehouse job for 500 or 600 a week. And if they're making 800 a week, they think it's great pay. But there's another, I was explaining this to my uncle one day. I call it the trucker tax. And it's everything we get out here on the road is more expensive than what a normal person pays for. We're so limited on where we can park and where we can eat that the places charge us sometimes double or triple what it would cost if we had a car and could go to Walmart. And so I call that the trucker tax. And that's the problem is we got a bunch of people that just don't have a clue. And TC Boggs says the NFL app is $7 a month. That would get. He's not a big football guy anymore. He's more of a NASCAR guy. But I think he would like having the NBC channel, and I think I can help him with that after the show when I talk to him later tonight. Newman attack channel members stating facts about excessive tolls is making fun. No, I was just giving examples of things that may have done it. I think my comment about it's not a real place, nobody's really from there. I think that's probably the comment that did it. I'm blaming myself. It's real hard to do a show with that hundreds of people see, and people look at just YouTube and they go, oh, only 400 or 500 people saw it. Well, no, it's going out to 7 different social media platforms. So nobody really knows how many people seeing it, including me. I don't go look at the analytics on the other platforms. And so it's real hard to do almost 700 shows and not say something that offends somebody at some point. Racing Ray 28 moderator. I really hope you can help me figure out how to get the channel. Yep, I can. I got a solution. I've suggested it to you before. You were reluctant about it, but you're going to like my suggestion. It's going to be free. It's not going to cost you a penny. Silverberg, but it's also the new truckers' fault as well because they still go out there own even if they know they're not totally ready. Yeah, because and I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But the training pay, I mean, what do they get? $200 or $300 a week now? When I went through training, I got 150 a week or 100. I don't even remember. And they've got families to support, and so they're trying to get out there and make money. And the biggest problem is they don't know what they don't know. I mean, they come out, they've had a trainer tell them for 6 weeks that they're fine. The trainer feels comfortable sleeping behind them, and they don't know what they don't know. And so they think, yeah, I'm ready. And then they get in a truck by themselves and they're like, oh, crap, I didn't think about this. I didn't think about that. I did a blind side back today, and I ticked off a lot of people because it was from a street into a little tractor supply place. And I got out and looked like 3 or 4 times. And keep in mind, I've been doing this 28 years. But I'd rather get out and look and have everybody mad at me and think I'm a rookie than I had to take out that chain link fence. And so, yeah, I'm going to get out and look. Now, my experience keeps me from having to do it very often, but I'm smart enough to know when I do need to get out and look, and I'm not afraid to do it. And I do my best to never do a blind side back. Racing Ray, channel member. Not channel member. Racing Ray is a moderator. Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, he likes the Kansas City Chiefs, and I like the Kansas City Chief too. Patrick Mahomes played for Texas Tech in Lubbock, and so we got to kind of root for him. He's from Tyler, Texas, I believe. So good Texas boy. Great player. So, yeah, I like Kansas City as well. Man, we got all the superstars here tonight. It looks like Shannon Thomas just joined us. Racing Ray 28, moderator. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, TC Boggs. I think I'm going to need to do that. Racing Ray 28, moderator. I ended up missing quite a few Chiefs games last year. Newman Attack, channel member. I spent a lot of time in Delaware, and most of the people that live there now are transplants and weekenders who have made it unaffordable. Delaware, like most places, has lost itself. Facts. Yes, sir. I generally agree with that, and that was kind of what I was kind of halfway joking about earlier. Um, and I would say the same thing about Florida. Delaware, a lot of people that lived there weren't born in Delaware. And same thing with Florida. A lot of people in Florida transplanted down there because of the cheaper taxes. And a lot of them are, quite frankly, from New York. In Texas, a lot of our people are from New Mexico and California now. And it's changing our politics. And I don't like it, but it's just a reality. And I would be fine with them coming there, but they're bringing their bad ideas with them. They've ruined California and New Mexico, and they're going to ruin Texas with those same bad ideas if we don't change them to our way of thinking. PC Boggs, Delaware versus Rhode Island. Do they actually exist and go? Exactly. I didn't even think about Rhode Island. Yes, sir. I would agree with you completely. Shannon Thomas, trucking. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shannon Thomas. How are you doing tonight? And Newman Attack, channel member. Rhode Island is basically one city, the end. Well, we've already offended Delaware. We might as well offend Rhode Island as well. Silverberg, can you get a local trucking job straight out of trucking school? I would say, yeah, it's not going to be great paying. The soft drink companies, especially if you're young, Budweiser also, the beer companies, some of the beer distributors will hire a younger guy with little or no experience because they need somebody young enough and athletic enough they can unload the trucks. Also, construction, sometimes they'll take a shot on you, put you on a water truck or in the pit or something. So I would say there is, but I mean, you're talking $800 a week as opposed to, 1,500 to 2,500 a week out on the road. It doesn't take long before those guys want to migrate. And the problem is when they do want to migrate, a lot of the trucking companies don't recognize that experience. If it's not over the road experience, they don't recognize it the same as they do if you got over the road. So I would say if you do ever have to go over the road, you've wasted all your time running local because they're not going to count it. Most of these trucking companies want you to have ran at least 5 states. TC Boggs, no problem, Ray. They had a discount on a yearly plan for $40, gives you local, national, and playoff games. Also get the NFL Network if you like watching that. Just have to cast to the TV. Wow, that's good to know. I'm glad he asked that question in here because we got him a lot of good answers. Newman Attack, channel member, he's from Puxatawny. We have a holiday here where we pull a groundhog out of a stump at dawn in below freezing temps and hold him up for the people to see. Nobody is immune to my wrath. Silverberg, do you still get lost every once in a while? Absolutely. If you use Garmin, I can almost guarantee you're going to get lost. I was telling earlier in the show that I made a bad decision. I delivered to a Cub Scout camp, and when I come out, my GPS told me to go right. And as soon as I turned right, I knew I'd made a mistake. And there was one spot that I could have turned around, and I should have turned around, but it said it was like a mile and a half or 2 miles to the highway straight ahead. And it looked like it just made sense. But I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. And they had some rain, and it got muddier and muddier, and I got stuck out there. And as a result, I got a $450 tow bill. And with 28 years experience, I knew better. It was just a dumb mistake on my part. And I can't believe I'm talking about it in a video, but I'm doing it because, I've had comments this week. Oh, Todd, you think you know it all? You think you're better than everybody? And I don't know where people get that from, because I come on here and tell you I struggle with the same things that you guys struggle with. I have good and bad weeks, just like you have good and bad weeks. I do really great things, and I do really dumb things. Uh, that back I did this morning was a pretty great thing. I wish I'd have set up the tripod and filmed it. I was kind of impressed with myself, but I make mistakes just like you do. And so, yeah, I still get lost, and this Garmin's a big part of it. I think it's trying to kill me, and people laugh when I say that, but I was in St. Louis going over a bridge. It told me to turn right. It wanted me to go off the bridge. It sent me down that dirt road. I don't know if it's trying to get me fired or killed or what, but that Garmin GPS is definitely not my friend, and it's upgraded or updated and everything. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it does not like me. Silverberg, what happens when there are a lot of people fueling at the fuel station and you take forever to fuel your truck? You're going to be late to your destination. It's going to mess your clock. Well, I haven't had that happen a lot. I rarely have that happen. I fuel usually once a day or once every other day, but I haven't had problems with big long lines that made me late. A lot of that is just good planning and good clock management. For example, a lot of my loads have time on it, but I'm getting there as quick as I can. And like this morning, for example, I had an 8 o'clock appointment at my first stop. I was there at 5 a.m. And it was because I had experience with Tractor Supply. I knew that even though they make appointments, they're basically first come, first serve. And so I got in and out. And and so, yeah, that's I haven't had a problem with it in fuel stations yet. Now, as soon as I say that, now I'll have a problem. TC Boggs, did it tell you to make a U-turn on a toll road? No, but that's about the only thing it hadn't done yet. And I've got a Rand McNally, and I've got problems with it too. Actually, the best solution I've got for trucker apps is one I downloaded years ago on Android. It's called Truck Smart 2, I think, or Truck Route, Smart Truck Route 2, I think is what it's called. And it's probably the most accurate of any of them. And back then they sold a lifetime membership for like $60. Now it's like $130 for 2 years. So it's not really cost effective now, but I've got a death grip on that lifetime membership. And it's kind of my last resort, but I use it if I get somewhere and my GPS doesn't know the address or something like that. And it's always really, really accurate. Or sometimes, like if a broker says it's 500 miles to a location and my GPS says it's 6 or 650, I'll pull it up on that smart truck route and compare. And usually the smart truck route will save me a lot of miles. And it doesn't send you like down a bunch of crazy roads like my Garmin does. Newman Attack, channel member, fuel stops take some time to learn, and fortunately sometimes you have to skip the cheapest stop because you lose too much time. That's very true. I've been pretty lucky and hadn't had that problem a lot, but a lot of times I'm fueling like late at night or early in the morning. Silverberg, is it truly pricey to be an owner operator? Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this truck has nickel and dimed me to death this year. I don't want to give out an exact number, but I can tell you this year it's been close to $20,000. It's just been one thing after another. And if I had another 10,000 right now, I could spend it no problem. But what makes it even more pricey is the downtime. You pull up at a shop and they got to get parts and it takes a week or several days. That's what hurts you more than anything. Example, any Loves in Virginia is always a dumpster fire. That came from Newman Attack, channel member. Yeah, and that may be part of why I'm not having a lot of fuel stop problems. I run out west a lot. Right now I'm in New Mexico. I go to Colorado, Idaho, Montana a lot, Wyoming. And so I don't have a lot of those problems. But definitely if I ran the Northeast like Newman Attack does, I would probably experience it a lot more. Good point. TC Boggs says people take the GPS as gospel instead of treating it like a tool. Always try to verify. Yeah, and that's why I carry several on the truck is backups. If something looks too good to be true or looks too bad to be true, I check it with other sources. And I've even got a digital atlas I can pull up if I'm super unsure. But that's great advice, TC, and I totally agree with you. Newman Attack, channel member, example, TA in Greenland, New Hampshire is always a dumpster fire. It has the cheapest fuel in New England with most fleet cards. Yeah, my GPS doesn't go to the Northeast. If I'm in the Northeast, it's by accident. I say that. I will go up there if I have to, but the last time I went up there, the tolls ate me alive, so I'm trying to stay out of the Northeast. And the fuel's expensive and the parking's hard. It just doesn't seem worth it to me, but Newman Attack makes a very good living going up there. And I guess there's something for everybody in the world of trucking. Newman Attack, channel member, home time and holidays cost me more money than anything. Yeah. And you tell people that and they don't believe you. Labor Day hurt me a lot. It hurt me last week and this week. The loads were good that you could find, but I was at the house for a few days just because there was nothing but vented van loads, and my trailer's not a vented van. Silverberg, have you driving to the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas? If what cities? Yeah, in 28 years, I've been just about everywhere you can be in Texas. I don't go down there a lot now because usually the freight is either super cheap going down there or super cheap coming out, depending on where you're talking about. But there's nowhere I won't go if the rate's right. So I still go down there some. Used to go to Del Rio and Laredo a lot, Brownsville down at the very bottom of Texas. But I don't go down there as much as I used to. Newman Attack, channel member example, I'm short 2K this week because of Labor Day. Yeah, people don't realize that they think I'm just whining and crying, but that stuff really hurts. Warehouses are closed, brokers are closed, and they know a lot of people are trying to get home, so the rates just tank. Wait till Christmas and Thanksgiving and watch how the rates tank. TC Boggs, 20,000 repair bill. Ouch. Yeah, it wasn't all in one stop. It was, you know, 2 tires here, 3 tires here. When I had that load shift, it screwed up 3 drive tires. I had to pay $1,000 to get the load reworked. The airbag on a roadside repair was like $700. I mean, it was just that whole deal probably cost me $3,000 or $4,000, and that's just a one-time deal. And I've got 2 more drive tires that probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks will need to be replaced. I had to do a wheel seal. That was like $100 and something on one of my drive axles. Um, I mean, it's just been one thing after another. The starter was like $1,200 or $1,300 when it got done, and had to get 2 batteries. That was a little over. I want to say it was a little over $500 or $600. It's just been stuff like that, constant, constant, constant. And I've got a 2019 that's got 600 and something thousand miles on it. So some of it's to be expected. My truck payments really, really reasonable. And it's just you can't ever get ahead because it seems like every time I do, here comes a holiday, like Newman Attack was talking about, and so it's been tough. But I'm making insane money. It's just going as quick as I get it. Silverberg. So then, pretty much to be an owner operator, you have to pretty much 90% of the time be very comfortable with money. The way I describe it is it's like playing Monopoly. If you and I were going to play Monopoly against each other and you started the game with 1500 like you were supposed to, and I started the game with 10,000, I would have an advantage. And it's the same thing in being an owner operator. What you need is a good nest egg or a line of credit because or you need a company that'll back you because I don't care how much money you have. At one point, I had $26,000 sitting in the bank. I don't care how much money you got. Eventually, you're going to have a repair that you can't overcome. That Kenworth that I had that I lost, it sat in a shop 8 weeks. Well, the insurance doesn't stop. The truck payments don't stop during that 8 weeks. I mean, even if you've got the money for the repair, it's all the other stuff that hits you while you're down. And so you need a line of credit. You need a credit card with a good limit on it, or you need a really good nest egg. And obviously, the nest egg is the best example because you're not paying interest on it. And if you've got it in a savings account or something that you can access where it's earning interest, then it's making you money. But I mean, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people like me that during COVID, they built up a pretty good nest egg and then the bottom fell out. And all it takes, and I've been saying this for a while, all it takes is one major breakdown for almost all of us to be out of business. And it's not the repair. You might remember that international at Roadrunner, $43,000 to rebuild that Cummins engine that was dusted, and it would take over a month to do it. Who can afford to take a month off and pay $43,000? I mean, even if you had 60,000 in the bank, you'd be pretty well broke by the time that month was up. Because you've still got your household bills, you've still got your truck insurance, all those fixed expenses don't go away. And people that's never done it, they'll come on here and go, "Oh, you should have saved more money. You should have done this. You should have done that." Well, that's easy to say if you've never done it. Come out here and do it for a while and then tell me how to do it. All right, we got another one. Newman Attack channel member just gifted another membership. This membership was brought to you by Newman Attack and Trucking with the Fly Rabbit. And it went to Roar Fit. Roar Fit. Congratulations and thank you for being here tonight. I haven't seen Roar Fit comment yet, but I'm glad he's in here. Newman Attack channel member. I can go home for a reset every week, but I have to hustle for 5 straight days or I don't make money. Yeah, and so even when people watch my videos, they're like, "Well, Todd, I see the problem. You go home too much." And I do go home a lot. I ain't going to lie to you. The most embarrassing question I get asked is, "How often do you go home?" And I always say the same thing. Well, whenever I want to, whenever I need to, if I got a doctor's appointment. But that's not even really true. I get a lot of loads that pass through that I take a 10-hour break at the house. I go right back out. Or I show up and I got 7 or 8 hours left on my 70. I take a 34 at the house. I'm right back out. A lot of people, home time to them is 5 or 6 days at the house. I never do that. I do 1 or 2 days at the house and back out, or a 10-hour break at the house and right back out. You got to plan everything, including your hometown or home time. See, you got me saying hometown now. Home time. Newman Attack channel member Dave plus James forever. Yeah, feels like it ought to be carved in a tree somewhere. Silverberg, was trucking your #1 career choice? No, not even close. Um, there's a whole story there. I hadn't talked about it in a while. Maybe some of you hadn't heard it. It'll set the trolls off when I tell this story. But um, basically, I had always wanted to be in sales, and I've done several years of sales. I've been pretty successful at sales, and so I was perfectly happy to be in sales. Um, I got out of sales, and I was doing car sales in Amarillo. I moved back to Lubbock. I was having marriage problems with my wife at the time. Moved back to the Lubbock area, and I couldn't find a sales job to save my life. And so I started a lawn care service. And me and this guy I hired was going around and mowing yards and doing landscaping type work. And I believe we were in Shallow Water, Texas. And I was driving an El Camino at the time. I was pulling a trailer that was basically just a pickup bed that had been converted into a trailer. And we had dumped some grass clippings. And back then I was pretty athletic, and I had a reputation of being a pretty good fighter. And the guy that worked for me, he was always trying to get me in fights. He wanted to see me fight. And I told him, I said, Robert, if you start a fight, it's on you. I'm not getting in it. Um, I'll only fight if I have to. If it's a defensive thing, I won't fight because you went out and picked one. Well, we were coming back from dumping some grass clippings, and there was like a divided 4 lane. So it was 2 lanes on each side, and there's like a little divider in the median. And we're going across there, and he flips off this other car, and they start to turn around. And he says, "Oh, shoot, Todd, they're turning around." And I looked back, and I pulled out in front of a tanker that hit me at 70 miles an hour. And I don't remember a whole lot. We were in the ditch, and I had blood coming out of my ear, and he was unresponsive. And so I was like, Robert, are you okay? Are you okay? And I heard somebody say, I think he's dying. And I thought they were talking about Robert. They were talking about me because they seen blood coming out of my ear. And so anyway, went to the hospital. I ended up being okay. I broke 4 rib processes, which are the little things that connect your ribs to your spinal cord. Punctured a lung. Um, the deal, I've still got a small scar on my ear. It was just a cut ear from the back glass of the El Camino exploding. And so I got out of the hospital, and I'm still recuperating at home. And I get a notification that Robert's going to sue me for that accident because he was working for me. And I remember going to his house with a cane and telling him, Robert, you're not going to sue me. This wreck was your fault. And I was like, I got nothing to lose at this point. I'll beat you with this cane. You want to see me fight? You're about to see me fight with broke ribs and all. And so he's like, no, no, no. I didn't think my lawyer was going to sue you. I thought he was going to sue those other guys. And I said, well, they didn't do nothing wrong. They were making a U-turn because you flipped them off. And so, long story short, he ended up not suing me, and that pretty much ended our friendship. I went through a lot of misery from him flipping off that car, and that was Labor Day of '96. So, man, what would that be? 29 years ago. And so I got well, and October, November, I went to truck driving school and became a truck driver. And I went to truck driving school with my ribs wrapped. I had a rib brace on, and I had a separated shoulder. And they were teaching us how to pull the fifth wheel in truck driving school. I had my arm in there pulling it, and the guy that was in the truck, his foot slipped off the clutch, and it popped my shoulder out of place. And the truck driver or the trucking school was afraid I was going to sue him. I was like, no, it'll be fine. I just got to pop it back in place. But yeah, my crazy start to trucking. Newman Attack channel member, tomorrow's goal is a full weekend load to play catch up. Yes, sir. It That would be nice. Silverberg, sometimes I see really nice Kenworth W900s or long-nosed Peterbilts with nice trailers out on the road. Being owner-operators, they must be out on the road 24/7 to have those equipments. Or a good down payment or good credit. I mean, the payment could be several $100s a month difference based on your credit and what kind of interest rate you get, how you finance it. I know guys that have taken home equity loans to get a down payment for their truck, and they put half down or stuff like that. Um, I know a guy right now that he just lucked into a deal where he's got a brand new truck of his dreams. He cherry picked it the way he wanted it, and so things like that happen too. There's lots of ways you can get a truck. Um, some of them actually lease them from uh, from the dealership, and they turn it in at the end of the lease instead of making the big balloon payment and get something else. One thing about it, there's a tax on life if you don't have good credit. And if you have good credit, it opens a lot of doors for you. I've never had great credit. I've had times in my life where it was decent, but I've never had great credit. And that's always been something that's held me back to one degree or another. Newman Attack channel member, there was a time when it was easier to purchase a truck. It is harder now with private equity buying dealerships. Yeah, I mean, you can still get a truck with bad credit, but it's going to be higher miles, and you're going to pay a lot higher interest rate, and that's going to be a problem because that older truck is going to need more maintenance, and you're already paying higher payments. And in some cases, if your credit's bad enough, that's when lease purchase kind of starts to make sense. But in a lot of cases, if you can come up with 5 or 10,000 down, there's still dealerships that'll take a chance on you. Newman Attack channel members, some of those guys with nice trucks are basically grandfathered in with their local dealer. That is true too. Building a relationship with a dealer can help a lot too. There's a lot of markup in those trucks. I don't care what they say. There would have to be. So basically, I'll tell you dealership logic. Your inventory should be about 90% of your sales. So if I go to a dealership in Lubbock, there's usually, say, 4 to 10 trucks there. That's what they anticipate selling in the next 90 days. Um, so if they're only selling, 4 to 8 trucks every 90 days, 2 a month or so, 2 or 3 a month, there's got to be a lot of profit there to pay for the salesman, the sales manager, all of that stuff, the F&I department, things like that. A lot of overhead at a dealership. Man, it's already halftime. 21-20. Is it better to buy a reefer over a dry van? That way you can haul anything you want. That's actually a misconception. There's a lot of dry van loads that it'll say no reefers allowed, especially if it's on the overside or on the heavier weight side. I mean, as far as if one's better than the other, they both have their pros and cons. Typically, a reefer load is going to pay a little better, but you've got reefer fuel, you've got trailer washouts, you've got maintenance for the reefer. Generally, your loads are heavier. Uh, Generally, you're going to be going to grocery warehouses. You're going to be dealing with lumpers. Now, the broker will usually reimburse you for the lumpers, but it's not a guarantee you're going to make more money. You got more liability if the product falls out of temperature spec. You got to get you a pulp thermometer and check those things. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. I could tell you 5 reasons why reefer's better and 5 reasons why reefer's worse. And I could do the same thing with dry van or flatbed or anything else. And I don't want to talk bad about it because as soon as I do, I'll end up doing it. It seems like whatever company I talk bad about, I end up working there, or whatever line of service I talk bad about, I end up doing. But yeah, it's not a surefire guarantee that you're going to net more pulling a reefer. You may gross more, but you might not necessarily net more. It just depends. And some of it depends on simple stuff like if it's a negative 10-degree load like ice cream or something, the reefer's going to burn a lot more fuel than if it's something that's just to keep from freezing that you got to have it at 50 degrees or something. So a lot of it depends on what you're hauling as well. Newman Attack channel member reefer is not for a new IC or owner operator. Yeah, but ironically, that's where a lot of people end up that are new or owner operators. They go to Prime, who's the largest refrigerated carrier, and they end up pulling a reefer straight out of trucking school, or they end up lease purchasing a truck over there. So I find that a lot of really experienced drivers try to avoid reefer, but then you see the big hooded trucks that pull them, so you never know. Silverberg, how do you keep safe while at truck stop with all the fights and thieves and fifth wheel pullers? Well, couple things. One, when you get back in your truck, you should always do a quick walk around, see if anything's changed. It just takes a second. Make sure you hadn't developed any flats. Make sure your doors are still shut. Nobody's tried to get back in your trailer. Crawl under there. It just takes a second. Make sure your locking jaw's still latched. My trainer got me in the habit of looking for fluids under my vehicle as I'm approaching my vehicle. So some of that could be wiped out with that. As far as fights and thieves you can't really do nothing about. A thief is going to be a thief. Fights, I haven't had any problems with that. That seems to be right now. It seems to be a lot of foreigners and citizen truck drivers getting in fights for over frustration. So I haven't had that problem. My comments on this YouTube channel, I've always thought at some point I'm going to get sucker punched, and it hadn't happened yet. But the problem is everybody can see me, but I can't see them. So when somebody walks up to me, I don't know if they're a friend or an enemy until I talk to them a few minutes. Newman Attack channel member Prime doesn't count. Well, there's others I can think of. All of the big reefer companies have a training program, and in my opinion, it's generally because a lot of your more experienced drivers don't want to deal with the headaches of a reefer. Is there a potential to make money there? More times than not, yeah. There are times of the year when reefer rates drop. Same thing with flatbed. Generally speaking, flatbed usually pays better, especially if you get into specialized. But there are times when flatbed rates are down. Man, we got a bunch of lights flashing out here, and I don't know what's going on. Silverberg, how much was your truck driving school back then? In '96, I want to say it was like 2,500 or 3,000. I went to Swift out of truck driving school, worked for them for 4.5 years straight out of school. And they had a program where if you worked for them, they paid your school for you so much a month. And so they paid my school off for me. And I never paid anything for my school because I was just there so long. But the truck driving school I went to is no longer there. It's gone out of business. And it was at an old racetrack. It was a good place to learn at. They had cones set up and they taught you how to back. And it was former drivers that ran it. And overall, it was a pretty good school. But it was a meat grinder. They just ran you through as quick as they could. They barely taught you enough to get your CDL, and then they heavily relied on your trainer to teach you what you needed to know. TC Boggs, same. Went to Swift Academy near Memphis, spent my year, and burned out of there. I would have probably did the same. I was ready to quit after 11 months, and they offered me a dedicated deal where I was home every day. And so I ended up staying with them 3.5 years. Mac T, Silverberg is funny. I don't think I've ever seen him in here before. But I think we're going to go ahead and end this one. We're down to 5 people now. You guys have a great night. Thanks for sticking with me for almost 2.5 hours. We'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, give me that thumbs up. I really need it. And tell your friends. Share this video to them. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a great night. Here we go. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Let me irritate the trolls. Y'all have a good night.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs, but home on my mind. With these wheels turning round for my family and for my kids. For this life